All right, so back to work on this 322. I wasn't necessarily planning on making this video, but got my replacement part today, AM 876075. Always good when it's a 2019 date code. Kind of makes you happy to see the Deere still making parts for these older machines. Oh, it's on the ground. And I have it just sitting in here because I wanted to test it out, because I can't get the old one off. Also, I noticed when I went to go replace it, I don't know how I missed this the other day, but if you look, hey, there's a crack right there. That's probably why that coil is bad. I do not know how I missed that, but I missed it the other day. And so let's go ahead and see if it'll fire up and sound better. Ah, that sounds a lot better. Oops. Does not smell very good, but I'm guessing, and there's a little bit of smoke and haze, but I'm guessing that's probably quite a bit of oil and stuff on that middle cylinder. That we'll need to address. There is a possibility that the excess gas washed down that cylinder wall and compression will be low on that cylinder. I think what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and drive it for a little bit and just drive it around, see if I can burn off all that excess oil and everything in that cylinder. And I might even mow the yard with it a little bit and go from there just to see if I can burn it off, see if it can work through it. And then after I do all that, I'll test the compression, see if there's any compression problems. But what we've got to do to get the coil, the old coil off, there's a 10mm bolt in the bottom here. If you can see right in there, there's a 10mm bolt that has to come out. I've already rounded it off, naturally. So what I've got to do is I've got to take the hood off, I've got to take the battery out, and then I can get to this whole bracket right here, that bracket assembly. And when I get to that bracket assembly, then I can take that whole bracket assembly off and take the coil out and go from there. So let me work on that. I'll set the camera up once I get the hood off and everything, and we should be good to go. Alright, so I got the battery out, and actually what happened is when that case cracked on that old, let me hook this, I've already got the new one in. I'm going to go ahead and get these wires hooked up before I forget which one's which. So when the case cracked, and I'll show you the old part over here. When the case cracked on this old coil, it evidently pushed this down to where you couldn't get a socket in there, and I actually pushed it back up. You can see the wetness mark where I kind of jammed the socket on there. But the new one went on just fine. So that it was just a bad coil. That was the only problem with this machine. And theoretically, now if we crank it up, I gotta put the battery back in it clearly. But you can see the access, that coil. My intent was to, in fact, I removed one of these. I removed this bolt right here. There's 4 bolts that hold that bracket in right there that hold the coils. And those 4 bolts were, I was going to remove those, and they're just basically twist that whole bracket up to get that nut out. But I didn't need to do that. So let me put the battery back in it, and then we'll take it for a spin. All right, let's see if this thing will fire up. Oh, that sounds so much better. Definitely got to work on the throttle some. And I have to work on the seat. In fact, I'm going to be so uncomfortable driving it, I got to go do that. Alright, so seat's not adjustable. Just feels really weird how I'm sitting. I'm not sure if it's the seat itself or what. But sounds really good, nice and quiet. Just like a little sewing machine. Definitely got some bugs and kinks that I'll have to work out. I just engaged the PTO because it sounded like the clutch was grinding a little bit. So I might need to inspect that bearing or adjust the air gap. Sorry, this is bumpy. Actually, it sounds really good, nice and strong. Let's see if So yeah, I mean, overall, this is a nice little machine. We'll have to get it cleaned up and everything. Sadly, I can't use one of the really good 318 pans. I'm guessing he had a cab installed. There was a cab at the auction. I didn't buy it. Really got to do something about the seat. I'm not really sure what's up with it, but it's terrible to sit in. But yeah, overall, I think it's a nice little unit. I'll fix the taillights, and the PTO is still on, so clearly none of the safety switches work. But that's fine. But nice and quiet. Just like it should be, not blowing any smoke, no creep. That's a nice sounding little engine. So yeah, 322 is fixed for right now. I'll get this. I'm probably gonna, for right now, I'm gonna park this and come back to it. Most likely, you know, I would absolutely love to keep this thing, but space and time and everything else, I will eventually sell it. I'll probably partner it with the 47 blower after the first couple snowfalls, so I can play with the 47 either on the 322 or the 318. So I'll probably sell it this coming November, December, something like that. But for right now, I'm just going to park it. We're going to call this project not done, but at a good stopping point. So thanks for watching.